Welcome back to the Overcomfort Podcast, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here, listening and watching from wherever you guys are at. I am so excited for today's episode, but if you guys haven't seen last week's episode, make sure you guys check that out. All right, Pookies, today's guest, if you know, you know, we got Fabiana and Aylin.
Hey, Pookie.
Hey, Pookie. I love. Can I be a Pookie? Am I Pookie? Okay, cool. You guys, okay. So let me tell you how this happened. One day, I don't know if you remember, Val, but I was going through my TikTok and my Instagram, and I get tagged Fabiana. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, what? Okay, who's like, do I have beef or what's going on? Why is everyone tagging me, or why is everyone tagging her? And then I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I get it now. But did you tell them to tag?
I did.
I love it. No, I love it.
I was like, Pookies, I want to go on another podcast, and I wanted to be on your podcast.
Literally, yeah. They came in clutch.
Yes, they did. I was like, okay, she noticed me. So I was like,
I love it. No, I had already seen your page, right? And then when everybody started tagging, I'm like, what is going on? And I have trauma, like low key. It was like, did I ever say anything? Like, or did she say something about me? Like, what the fuck? But shout out to you guys, Pookies out there.
Pookies and we trust.
they always come in clutch all the time.
I love it. I'm super excited that you guys are here.
We're excited.
We're super excited.
Yeah, I know. When I went on live, when I gave you the gift, and then you're like,
we're excited,
dude. Okay, so for you guys that didn't know, because live you delete it when you get off. So I had gone on there live, and you guys with your mom.
Yeah,
right?
My mom's house, yeah.
You're battling, and I'm like, she's like, if I get a lion, I'm gonna take a shot. So then Val's like, do it. I'm like, say less, babes. So I'm like, let me recharge, let me add my coins, let me pay, let me make my Apple Pay right there. I'm like, ding. I'm like, lion, clutch. There you go. I saw you, baby lion,
no,
but you know.
Hey, the baby lion was enough. It paid my bills that night.
I was like, dude, period. And then, you know, but either way, I'm so glad that you guys are
we're
here.
really thankful that you invited us. Seriously, it means a lot to us. It's a huge thing for us. Huge thing.
Okay. So I'm so grateful. I want to get to know you guys separately and then together. Because obviously, like, you are your own person, and then you guys just mesh together and have a cute baby and all the cute things. Okay, so I don't know who wants to go first. Who's like?
You go first.
I guess I'll go first. No,
okay. Fabi. Can I call you Fabi?
Yeah, everybody calls me Fabi. Okay. Nobody really knows how to say my full name for some reason.
Fabiana?
They be like Fabiana.
They say Fabiana. It's usually people that don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So I'm just like...
Well, they say my name Jenicka.
Girl, she calls you Jenicka.
No, I don't.
Period.
No, I
there
don't.
You go. Add that to the list.
Okay, well, my name is Fabi. I'm 24. I was actually born in Colombia, raised in Miami. I moved to Houston when I was like 12. Okay. But honestly, my childhood was like... It was pretty crazy, to be honest. We grew up with like nothing. Like, I literally had nothing. I actually lived with... It was 6 of us in an 18-wheeler. You know those 18-wheelers that had the bunk beds for like 3 months. But to be honest, my parents made it fun. So we were like traveling up the whole East Coast. Aww. And it was fun. Like, we couldn't really... I couldn't complain about it. Plus a dog. You can't miss a dog.
You have siblings?
I do. I have 3 more. An older one, the next second oldest, and then me, and then my youngest brother.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like 4 of us.
Kind of like me.
Yeah, but then my dad had like 2 other kids.
Okay.
So my dad has... Oh, wait, but if you think about it, though, like, we had just found out 4 years ago, that my older sisters that's not their dad.
Yeah. Right.
Interesting.
No, yeah. So my dad has like 4 kids, but my mom has like...
It's just a big
it's
family.
confusing, but you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
I got 5 siblings, so
yeah.
Okay, can I tell you guys something right off the bat?
Yes.
I'm a person that grew up in a big family. You can immediately tell you grew up in a big family and she didn't.
Right.
Yes.
I always say that.
I know that you're an only child.
Yes.
Right?
Single child syndrome, especially when she shares her food.
I'm more of a family person than she is.
Oh, great.
Yeah, like, she isn't like... I love to be with my family, like, even if it's us 3 or
But the reason is because she is an only child and they give her all the attention.
I can know, bro.
Dude, Okay, look, I agree. I'm gonna have to fight you on this one because as a person that grew up in a big family, like I appreciate my privacy and my space.
Okay, maybe that's
because you don't. You always have to share when you have siblings. Like you don't have your personal space. You don't have anything. And like I didn't grow up really being close to my family or like my mom and my dad. To be honest, she and her mom and her dad are like. They're like this. Like they're close.
But if you guys lived like in an 18 really, but how were you not close if you don't mind me asking?
Well, because the thing is, my parents had gotten evicted and we didn't have any money. So at that time it was like, I would say we were close, but we weren't close to a point that I can go up to my mom and be like, hey mom, this is going on. Like I'm sad. So cause sometimes when I was sad, my mom would be like, suck it up. Like there's bigger reasons like for you to cry.
Latin culture.
No, yes, exactly. So it was very tough love from my side of the family. So when I grew up around Aylin's side of the family. Like now, like her mom is always like very valid about her feelings.
And you don't know how to feel about it.
I didn't. At that point, I even told her I was very jealous because I was like, you shouldn't be that close to your mom. No, laughing.
No, like, I know what you mean though.
No, but at that time I was just like, yeah, like that's kind of weird. But I didn't know it was a healthy relationship you're supposed to have with your mom.
Yeah.
So at that point I was just like, so it caused a lot of issues between us. But to be honest, like now that I'm like closer to her mom, it really makes me feel like, oh, this is my second mom that I have. Like I can talk to her. Because even now, like I can hardly even talk to my mom. So it's just, which just sucks. But I mean, there's not much I can do.
Do you feel like it's because of like a way that certain things happen, or she's just not that type of person?
My mom grew up with tough love. Like she didn't have her dad around. My grandma barely even took care of her, to be honest. So my mom grew up in Colombia, but she was raised in the streets. So she's just used to that tough love, but she didn't break that generation that was supposed to be broken. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So she raised me like that. But now that I have a daughter, I will never raise my daughter the way that my mom raised me.
You want to break the generational
100%,
curse.
yes. Yeah. My daughter's going to be my best friend. Like she can tell me anything.
Oh, how was it coming from Colombia to Miami? And then to Houston?
3. I don't remember.
You don't remember Colombia?
No, heck no, girl. No, not at all. I just remember like we had to like run away from like bad people. That's all I remember. Like it was my dad used to be like in that kind of bad environment. She's like, I get it.
I feel that. My dad too.
No, yeah. So we had to run away. We were traveling a lot. And then that's why we had to leave Miami. We got evicted, but we also had to run away from like the bad people. But to be honest, I don't remember. I remember Miami. That was a good vibe.
Did you love it? I love Miami.
I love Miami. I want to go back. Last time I went, I was pregnant, so I couldn't enjoy the bars and the clubs.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's book the trip right now.
Let's go right now. So the podcast is done. No, but I generally love Miami. It's like a safe haven for me.
It is.
So I get it. And I love that you're Colombian. Like you're spicy. I feel
I got my passport with me if you want to see.
I'm like, ooh, she's Colombian. Okay. All right, Aylin.
Aylin, yes.
Come on, Aylin.
Aylin.
Okay. I want to know about you. We know that you're single. No, you're not single.
Ooh.
Hello.
Ooh.
Imagine.
I'm single now, y'all.
You're an only child. I was going to say single child. Only child. Okay, wait. Let me give a little thing. You guys, we're already a couple shots in.
No, we are.
And I'm having my little drinky drink because I'm not drinking right now. Mm-hmm. But this is it's cannabis. You guys just know. It's just whatever. At this point, we're feeling good. Yeah. We're happy. Okay, Aylin, I want to know about you. You have a good relationship with your mom, totally different from hers, right?
Yes. So we like basically grew up very different. We grew up differently. When we got together, it was really hard for us to understand each other because she was like, "You're so close to your family. Like all you want to do is like my dad or my mom would call me." And they would make plans and I would like put them first. So until we got married, it was a little difficult for me to like, if she's like Fabi's right, like I should put my wife first, Melanie first. And to me, it was always like I moved out. How old was I? 21, right? I was
22. Hello, 22.
I was 22.
We were 9 months in together though. Mind you, we were 9 months in together when we moved in together.
Yeah.
But and then you got to think about it. Me and Aylin, she's a Mexican culture. I'm a Colombian culture. Our culture is
real different.
They're different,
too.
but they're very. You guys are pesados. Like you guys are like triple of what Mexicans are.
Yes,
to be honest.
I think Mexican culture is more of like a huge respect thing.
Yeah,
because in her mom's house, if I sleep in her house, we're not allowed to keep the door closed. Yeah. But like in my house, my mom doesn't even care if I lock the door.
No,
like,
now,
it's just,
well, it was before. Now
before
we're
we got
married.
married.
Yeah. It was just rules. But yeah, basically, my parents were together and they're both from, well, my mom's from Mexico, de Monterrey, and I was born in Houston, but my dad, he's from Texas, and they got a divorce when they were 8 years. I mean, they got a divorce when I was 8 years old. So basically, they got a divorce, and they made it real cordial. Like, you know, we're getting divorced, we're not getting along, but whatever Aylin wants, like, we'll have it her way. You know,
It worked out.
They were like, right now, I can say they're best friends still, and they're cool. Like, my mom remarried somebody else. He's a great stepdad and everything, but my stepdad does have 2 kids. So I grew up with I'm the only child by blood, but I count them like my brother and sister. Like, I was 8, my sister was 4, my brother was 2. So, like, basically, I grew up with siblings.
Yeah.
So, thankfully, like, that happened, you know, because I really would have been the only child. It's so boring being the only child. It really is.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
But she still gives single child.
Yeah,
like,
without,
she really does.
Why? What does she do?
It's because, like, for example, I'm wearing her shoes right now, and if these were like brand new, she'd be like, "You can't wear those."
No, I would have been like, "Be careful, be careful."
No, she'd be like, "You can't wear those."
No,
or like,
I would have been like, "Be careful."
She's such a liar. She would like. No, she's such a liar. She would not let me like, or like when I share her food, she'd be
You
like,
actually were the first ones to wear them.
"Oh, you're such a."
You were.
That's love.
No, girl, like
that's
she
love.
when like the way that she shares food, she shares her clothes. Like she has to wear it first before I do. I'm like, I mean,
Nah, that's not true, babe.
she's such a liar.
Look, I feel like I'm looking the same way.
Oh my!
Like I'm like,
Well, when it comes to my siblings, you're my wife. Like it shouldn't even like be an issue.
I give her
But
everything, literally, bro.
You gotta think about it. Like we're 2 girls, y'all. 2 girls is a struggle.
okay, because I've been with a girl before, so I get.
Oh, really?
Really?
Us, really?
Like,
But I had like that was a long time ago. That
She was like, it was just a little phase.
that door
she was
closed.
nothing serious.
No, it was actually pretty serious.
Oh.
We lived together and everything.
Oh.
But yeah,
That's just the lesbian culture, to be
that's,
honest.
Let me
like-
tell you, yeah, I lived and I learned. It was a great experience. I'm grateful.
No, yeah.
But we'll talk about that off the podcast because everybody here has already heard about it and they're probably tired of me talking about it. But I wanted to know who, because in my situation, well, not even my situation. I just want to know, because I know you got with her and then you guys came out. You came out with her, getting with her?
Yeah.
No, basically, like, my parents knew.
Right.
But I never made it official with my dad only. Like, my dad también sabía because of my mom. Like, they would communicate about me. But like, you know, we're having parties, dinners, and everything. So I was like, you know, like, I want to bring Fabi along. Like, it's not fair that everybody has their boyfriends or husbands, and like, they're just me. It's just me there, you know, with nobody. So that's when I was 21, 20. No, I was 22.
22.
Yeah, my bad. And I was just like, Dad, like, I'm with somebody. I was just more scared because, like, you know how Mexican culture is.
Yes.
It's real different. So with Fabi having a baby, it made me more like frightened to like come out to my family because I don't know, like, to me it's like, if you accept Fabi and Melanie, then I like fuck with y'all. Like, I love y'all for that, because I understand my family, but if y'all treat them like my family, then I'm 100% like happy like that. And that's how it's been since, like, it was harder to come out with my dad though, because he was more like,
he's more religious.
Yeah,
100%.
and he was just the fact, like, I'm his only child, so he's like, I want a man for you and this and that. I mean, I've had boyfriends in the past. I've had boyfriends in the past.
No boyfriend.
No, I find like guys attractive, but never like. I mean, I find them handsome. Never were like
that sexual attraction.
Yeah, but I'm like, bro, he's cute. You're cute. You're handsome. But never the fact we're like, oh, let's get in bed together. I'm just saying
it's true.
Yeah,
No, but the thing is, what I mean, like with her dad, I wouldn't say I forced her to come out, but I was kind of.
Yeah, you kind of did.
I was like, no, great. Please don't say that, no, but I was kind of upset because at that time I had my daughter.
Okay.
So like, I'm okay if you hide me, but I don't ever hide my daughter.
Right.
Because if you're okay bringing her around your family, don't be like, oh, this is just some like that's just
my
her
friend
daughter.
and her daughter. You know.
Yeah, like so that's what I think as a mom. What kind of pissed me off most? I was like, don't ever like think it's okay to ever hide my daughter. You can hide me, do whatever you want, but like hiding my daughter and she's so innocent like that, it's not gonna work for me.
Was that like harder for you though? Like, were you scared to be honest?
Yeah, but like I'm thankful because like Fabi has like got me out of a lot of phases in my life where like I'm more myself. Like, I don't know, like she's like, I've grown a lot with Fabi, like being in my life and just standing my grounds, just, you know, making more about like, babe, you matter a lot. Like, you should do this for you. Don't think about them. So it was hard, but I am really thankful because now like my dad and her, like we live with my dad right now at the moment.
And she can be affectionate around her family without feeling like she's being judged.
Yeah,
sure.
and Melanie is like that's their granddaughter and everything. So thankfully, like she pushes me to do stuff that I'm uncomfortable, but for a good cause. You know what I'm saying?
Are you guys big on PDA in front of your families?
We don't like PDA in general.
Not even PDA in general in public.
Like, in public, we don't.
I'm like, what about in private?
Like, baby, we have a good time in private.
No, what I mean, she hates holding hands.
I do.
Yeah.
What? Okay, sorry. What's your guys' signs? That way I know.
I'm a Virgo.
I'm an Aries.
Great. What's wrong?
No, I'm just thinking.
What are you?
I'm
You're
a Libra.
October, right?
I'm a Libra.
Great.
Yeah, I see the Virgo in you. Yep. No, okay. We're going to go on break. Okay. And we'll be right back, you guys.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right, you guys. Welcome back. So I want to go back into your guys' stories, right? I want to know how you guys knew that this is what you wanted for your life and all that. How you knew you were gay, basically. In other words.
To be honest, when I was at a very young age, I used to look like actresses. And I'm like, oh, she's kind of pretty. But it wasn't like that pretty, like, oh, she's pretty. Like, I'm kind of attracted to her. But I think it was in 7th grade when I had my first girlfriend. I was 12 years old.
Okay.
And when my mom found out, that was a shit show. That was, my mom low-key, like, and I'm not nobody to judge, like, and don't judge my mom because like, if you're Hispanic, like
we can't act.
Yes, Hispanic culture is completely different than any other culture. Like, my mom did whoop me. She did. Yeah. She tried, like they say, beat the gay out of me, and obviously it didn't work because after I came out when I was 12, well, she found out. I didn't come out, and then when I was 19, I came out actually physically. Like I spoke to her, and I'm like, oh, I have a girlfriend. That's when she was like, you know what? Like, I can't really change you. I just want you to be happy. She was very accepting at that age. Okay. Like, she was just like, it's okay. But then with her, my mom loves Aylin. Like, my mom is, like, obsessed with her. She has always been like, I want this for you. I want her to be in your life forever. Yeah. And my mom's not a very accepting person to anybody. Even if I was with a guy, she wouldn't like, nah, that's not for you. But with Aylin from the very beginning, she has a very positive attitude. She's a great person. And Aylin is a very, very genuine person. Aylin has always treated me like I literally walk on gold. Like, it's always been that way since I've met her. Me about to start crying. No, Aylin has always been that way. Like, I have never been treated this way, the way that Aylin treats me. Like, nah, babe.
I'm like, baby.
I'm like, maybe we should all leave the room.
No, but it's a truth.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. No, yeah.
How did your mom find out, if you don't mind me asking?
Do y'all remember Kick?
Yes.
Do you remember Kick?
Yes.
Okay, so I used to text my ex-girlfriend through Kick, and my mom wanted to see my iPod, the iPod that I had at the time. And she was like, why are you texting so much? So I guess my mom had like a gut feeling. And I was like, when she asked me, I was like, no. Like, so as soon as she was talking to me, I'm trying to delete the app. But she grabbed the iPod, and then she was looking at the messages. And it was like, not very nice messages. It was like very naughty messages at the age of 12.
Hell nah.
I mean,
no, yeah, at the age of 12 is crazy. But, at that point, you're exploring a lot of things when you're 12 and in 7th grade. So when she saw it, like this, I had to change schools. I had to she was like, it was, Hispanic culture.
Yeah.
No, I always say this. I will always remember that ass beating from that day. Like, till this day, I do remember it. But I mean, I don't hold grudges with my mom about it. Like, as a mom, you're a mom at the end of the day, and you feel some type of way. It might not be normal to feel that way, but at the end of the day, she's still a mom. Yeah. So
you understand now because you're a mom too.
Oh, yes, 100%. Right? But I would never do that.
Yeah.
No, now you know. Yeah.
No,
yes.
I'm not saying you are, yeah.
No, yeah. But I definitely understand where my mom was coming from at that time. So I don't hold any grudges. I'm never mad at my mom for it. Or anytime she ever given me an ass beat. I've never... Me every time, every day.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people like take differently. And I like when you were saying like, oh, don't judge my mom or whatever. My mom wasn't perfect. No mom is perfect, right? There's things, and I feel like it's the way, you can't blame them because it's the way that they were raised.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that it goes back in time. Like they don't know any better, and that's where like the grace and being patient, and then changing the generational curses and just. I feel it.
Especially when they're old school, like
yes,
that is you cannot change their minds. If they're old school, you cannot change that mind.
Right? Yeah.
What about your family? What did you feel like? How did you discover that side of yourself or this person?
Yeah, honestly, I was like in 8th grade. How old are you in 8th grade?
You're 13.
13, yeah. I was in 8th grade.
She's like,
I'm like 14, 15.
No, and I had a best friend, but like it was weird. I don't know how to feel, honestly. I can't even explain like the feeling of like liking a girl.
I think it's just a normal feeling the way that you like a guy, to be honest.
Because honestly, like to me, it's not about like gender. It's about like who makes me happy, who am I in love with, or like who treats me well. So like I said, like I was with her, and we were on Kick too as well. But we would like message here back and forth until like we just were honest with each other, I guess, because they got to like feelings got involved, I guess.
Right.
So that's whenever I was like, damn, I think I like this girl, or I don't know why I feel like this. I was confused as a little bit back then. I was.
Yeah.
And then also like everything my parents would tell me. Well, honestly, they found out themselves. My mom would always ask me, and I would always lie. So we had a tough relationship in high school, just like my freshman through senior year. And it was really, that's my best friend, but it was so hard for us to get along just because I would lie. And like, I understand her too, like as a mother too, like you just don't know what to do, right? You feel like, I don't know, like I feel like as a mom, you always question yourself, am I doing the right thing? Or what if I'm not? So I understand her. Like I said, I'll never judge my mom for the way she felt or feels now or anything. But she started being accepting after I graduated. Because I thought I was going to be with this girl as well. And I was like more serious with her than anybody in high school. So I was honest with my mom. And she was like, even though I feel this way about certain stuff, she was like, I love you and I will accept you. And like, that's it until now. Like, if I were their best friends, like even my dad, like this is family. Like,
oh yeah, that's my girl right there.
We're
Her
married.
mom is my girl. Like we're like
married
this.
now. So like, everybody respects us. So.
Yeah, because sometimes I do feel guilty being closer to her mom than I am to my mom. And I always think about it from time to time. I'm like, damn, like I text her mom more than I text my mom. So sometimes I feel that guilt. I'm like I should be closer to my mom.
I get that, but at the same time, because I felt that when I had like a mom figure in my life too, like I'd be closer to them or tell them certain things, but I couldn't tell another person something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, have you communicated it with her?
With my mom?
Yes.
My mom is not a very affectionate person. That's the thing. Like,
it's because if
I tell her things, she'll be like, "Oh, that's so dumb." Like, and I'm not here to bash my mom. I love my mom. Like, I will do anything for my mom. Like, literally anything. But if I speak to my mom the way, like, "Oh, mom, I feel this way. Like, I did this," she'll be like, "No, I don't know. Like, that's just dumb. Like, you shouldn't feel that way." If I speak to Aylin's mom, she will like validate.
What's the age difference? Is your mom a lot older?
5. They're like 5 years, 6 years.
My mom's 42.
Yeah. But you got to think about it. Her mom was raised like, I guess in a wealthy home.
I was going to say, so we were wealthy.
It's different.
Yes,
yeah.
it is.
We were growing up wealthy.
And they're Mexican. And my mom was, so I kid you not, like the
La
Mexican.
sangre es diferente allí. Like, a lot. You can tell right away. And then like, I said, like, your mom doesn't mean it that way. Like, she's always like, I think makes us stronger woman.
She does. My mom has,
even with me, she was like, échale ganas, like, tú sigue así, mami, like, tú, like, it's just stronger words that, like, my mom is more like, like,
yeah,
you know, like, but my mom is like more like about feelings and why do you feel this way and this and that.
But my mom would never ask me why I feel that way. She'll be like, okay, well, like, you suck it up. Like, there's worse things in the world. You shouldn't feel that way. So at that point, I'm like over here, like, drying up my tears. I'm like, okay, you're right. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm not allowed to cry around my mom.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
I mean? So, but I do feel guilty being that way around her mom. Because I talk to her mom, I kid you not, y'all. I talk to her mom like every day. Like literally every day.
It's the little you.
Yes. Like for example, like
yourself.
My mom did text me today. She was like, did you land? But her mom was like, make sure you guys pray today. Like, I hope everything goes good today. Like, y'all are doing so good in life. Like, it's paragraphs like that I wish my mom will text me. But I don't get that from her. Mm-hmm. So I do have a little mommy issues and a little daddy issues, but I mean, that's why with Aylin's family, it kind of completes that hole that's in my heart.
Yes.
I love it.
You know like, I mean? It's healing your inner child, basically.
My daughter and Aylin really have been healing my inner child ever since, like, you know, I got with Aylin.
What about your dad? Because you mentioned, like, your dad.
Wait, stop. Hold on. Well, my dad passed away 3 years. It's been 3 years since he passed away. Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. I think it's a shot right now. My dad passed away 3 years ago. COVID.
Okay.
He had a cardiac arrest. He was 57.
Yeah.
He was 57. I think the crazy part about my dad is like, I think losing a parent, as you know, like losing a parent is literally like half your heart has been taken from you. And I think it's like you would never have that part of you ever again. Like when I see people like, oh, happy Father's Day. And, you know, for example, you like happy Mother's Day. Like, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today? There's nothing for me to do today. Like, I can't wish anybody a happy Father's Day. There's nothing for me to do. So, but me, I had physically and mentally, and like, you know, I watched my dad die in front of me. I saw him take his last breath. So I think that's like the most traumatizing part about like the whole thing. Yeah. Just watching them take, the EMTs take my dad. It took them like 40 minutes to even get my dad.
Was it COVID?
It was COVID, but in Houston there was a freeze.
Oh, okay.
So the roads were frozen, and in Houston there's not a lot of like freezes like that, so they don't know how to act when like stuff like the roads are frozen. So it took them 40 minutes to get there, and my dad was diabetic, and when he had COVID, he was getting good, and then the next day on Valentine's Day he was getting good, and then the 15th he just got like 10 times worse. Wow. Which I've heard that sometimes when they're sick, they get really good and then it like drops down.
Better.
Yes. And then it
rush. It's like I forgot what it's called.
Something yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, no, you know what I mean? So he had gotten really good. He was strong. He was good. And then the 15th at like 2:30, he had to go to the restroom. But my dad was a big guy. He was like almost 200 pounds. Okay. My mom was like 120 pounds. So she had to carry that. Like that's dead weight. You know what I mean? Yeah. So she had to carry him to the restroom and like sit him on the toilet. And then after that, he had told her like, he had told her I'm sorry. And he was just like, and then after that, he just took his last breath. And I remember my mom screaming. And I was sleeping at the time. So I remember going into the restroom and my dad just laying there pale, completely white. So when my sister came, they put him down on the floor. They started giving him CPR. It still was like 40 minutes until the ambulance came. Wow. 40 minutes, dude. And it till this day, it pisses me off because I feel like if I wasn't asleep, I feel like if I couldn't give my dad CPR at that time, I feel like I could have saved him. Because after you have a cardiac arrest, you immediately have to give somebody CPR for them to survive. So I feel like I knew if I was able to do that, my dad would still be here. So well, like situations like this, like me being in a podcast, me being an influencer now, like my dad would have been so proud of me. And like with my daughter, like he never got to meet her. Yeah. Like he never did. And my dad passed away February 15th. And then a year later, my daughter was born February 19th. Wow. But she was due March 26th. She came hella early. Yes. Aww. So I just know it was God's way of like, here's your blessing. Like, don't be sad in February no more. Like, you got to be happy.
This is your baby. Like,
yes. So,
well, I feel you because, and why you feel upset? Because my dad passed away when I was about to be 13. And then my mom passed away 3 years later. But he passed away because he was in jail and they didn't want to attend him. So he got a spider bite. He goes to the nurse there in the jail. They're like, oh, whatever. Like, go back to your cell, whatever. Then gets a fever, gets infection, all this shit. Then he ends up in the hospital with double pneumonia. And then from there, he just went into a coma.
From the spider bite?
From a spider bite. What? He got super sick. He went into a coma.
How old was he?
He was young. He was like 30s.
Oh my God.
Damn. He was healthy. My dad was healthy.
Like, 36?
He would run tracks. He would be like the one person in the jail to like do the push-ups and like fucking lead a whole workout and shit.
Damn, from a spider bite.
36 is very young.
Or he got sick. So I feel you because I never got to say bye because he was already in a coma. And then, you know, most of my life, like I feel you because I missed out on father-daughter dances. Happy Father's Day. Like it feels weird.
No, yeah, all the
time. To somebody else that has a family.
Yes. And I feel like that's why I'm so close to her family. But to be honest, I don't want anybody to judge me about this, but I do remember, I think Aylin had talked to me about this once. We had an argument or something, and I'm like, and I was drunk. So this is why I drink, but I don't drink to a point that I black out because I say things I don't mean.
You manage it? Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I think there was this one time, do you remember the one time that I was like, well, you have two dads. What are you mad about? Like, and I took out the anger that I have about my dad to her. Yeah, and I was like, you're so ungrateful. You have a dad and a stepdad. There's no way you should be mad at the world. Like, there's no reason you should ever be upset. So Aylin was at that point. She was like that's not like it's not my fault that I have 2 dads. You know what I mean? So when I drink, I say things I don't mean. So there was just like points in my life that I was just like,
when you're drinking, like when you're getting drunk off liquor a lot.
No, a lot. At that time, after my dad passed away, y'all, I was drinking like a lot. I'm talking about liquor every. Now I manage the way that I drink. I can be tipsy, I can be good. Yeah. But at that time, after my dad passed away, I was drinking like a lot. It was pretty bad. So yeah.
Is it okay? So Aylin, is it sometimes hard to understand her?
All the time.
Because it's like you guys are two different people. And I'm saying out of experience, like, because I'm not in a relationship right now, but I feel like it's harder for people to understand where I'm coming from because it's never happened.
I mean, I try to put myself in y'all's shoes all the, like, well, on Fabi's, we're good? Fabi's? Oh, I try to put myself in Fabi's shoes all the time because, like, I don't know what she's going through, you know? Even, like, I knew when she would get blacked out drunk, I'm like, that's not true. Like, that's not true because, like, we're happy when you're not drunk. You're just, and I've asked her this question. I was like, when have you ever been the happiest? She said, when I was pregnant. And she's sober, you know what I'm saying?
I was completely... And my pregnancy was like literally my best time.
Yeah, and that's whenever me and her got together. So I was like, that's who I fell in love with. Like this person, you know, until like our first year was rough, like really rough. So
it was bad. And I'm not ashamed of it. Like I tell everybody all the time, because people, when I go live on TikTok or I do videos, they're like, Fabi, you're so toxic. I'm like, y'all, like this is... You guys are judging me for a 1-minute video, 30-second video. Like, y'all have no idea. We went through, like, the worst toxic stage for, like, a month. We were, like, 10 months in, right?
Yeah.
Like, a month straight, we were completely
and we, like,
toxic.
skyrocketed everything. Like, boom, together, she's pregnant. Boom, a baby. Boom, we get married. Boom, we move in together. So, like, everything we try to do in a couple of months, and we're crazy, low-key. Like, we're crazy for that. I was thinking about it.
Look at us here.
There you go.
Right now we're like really good. Like
we're actually kid you not. Yeah, we're actually pretty good right now. We are.
No, it's been. I don't want to
all jokes aside.
No, but yeah, because she stopped like drinking liquor like that. Now we have fun together. You know, like I used to party with her. We used to have fun. You know, we like to dance and everything. But before that, it was like I was like, babe, you're getting fucked up. I mean, you're getting drunk to the point where like I'm scared. You know, like
she was scared, and I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say this. I was never putting my hands on her. It was more of the point that I would like shove her and be like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, don't do this. Don't talk to me.
She gets real angry.
I would cause drama between us that there was no reason for me to be mad at her. You know what I mean?
You know me, like I'm not saying nothing about your mom or nothing like that. What I meant was like I know Fabi had a hard childhood compared to me. Like my family's wealthy. My family, even though my family were struggling in the beginning, but they made it seem like they still gave me the world to do like everything. So I was raised with a wealthy family. I was raised with good parents. My mom has been like, I think about it now and I get so emotional because like she's literally, I'm here where I am because of her. Like seriously, like my person. No, like my personality, like my heart, like my dad plays a good part too. I'm not saying nothing about him, but my mom, like we're best friends, bro. Like whatever I like, I need, I go to her first, and I appreciate her so much for that. But what was I saying?
No, you're good, baby. You're good.
What was I saying before this? What I was saying was that every time she would get drunk like that, I would try to understand. And I came from a different childhood. I'm like, I know she needs help. Like, I know she needs something, like it's not going wrong whenever she's drunk. So I put in my mind, like, okay, like her mom and my mom are real different. Like my mom raised me differently than her. I was like, her family's different than mine. I was like her dad passed away, mine didn't, you know. So now, like, that's why I think I stuck through you with everything, babe. Like,
she did, and that's why I'm really
like I never gave up. I never gave up.
A lot of props, because
no, I do.
I feel like I'm tough, and I'm vibing with Fabi. No, I'm joking. No,
I get you.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know what it is to be in your shoes and to feel like nobody understands.
Yeah. No, all the time. I tell her all the time.
You stepping up, and you guys are so young, like for you to understand that already, and stepping up and taking not only her but the baby, like it's a lot.
It is.
And I like me, if I was in your, like it's a lot.
You would have been gone.
Everybody says that.
Yes, like you would have been gone, and you literally, damn, Fabi, you sound crazy. I would like. I'm leaving your ass at the door.
A lot of people say that, and that's why I know I don't show it, but I'm actually so appreciative of Aylin. Like, Aylin is literally like God's way of like, this is your blessing, this is your family from now on, and like, I want you to know, like, I got you. Like, this is like your happiness now. I may not show it, and she knows I may not. I'm not a very affectionate person, but I think that she married me. She knows who I am. Yeah. I like having fun.
It's not like you forced her.
No, exactly. Right? You know, low key, maybe I did. You know, I did need my papers a little bit.
Now, she literally told me yeah, she would marry someone else.
Oh, like, yeah. I did. I kid you not. I said, I will marry my baby daddy. I would ask him, but not in no disrespect. It was more the fact that I don't want you to feel like I'm pressuring you to marry me. Yeah. But if you don't want to do it, I have another option, because with him, they're not going to ask me questions. They're just going to be like, oh, y'all have a kid together. It is what it is. Do what you have to do. But with her, I don't want them to be like, oh, like, how did y'all meet? You need pictures. But I mean, to be honest, Aylin did it without any hesitation. She was like, you know what, babe? I'm going to help you. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Like, that was married.
That's awesome. I'm really happy. I'm really happy because you deserve it. And I feel like both of you deserve it.
Yeah.
But again, like, I could see you feel like you're so young and you've struggled so much already.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like God is blessing you guys tremendously together. Like, whatever it's meant, this is already written and aligned, like, for you guys.
Aww.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really happy for you guys.
Thank you.
Literally, like, I think it was 2023 when I actually got my manager cash.
Period.
No. I told her, because this is when I was already taking social media serious. We were like at 200 something followers, okay. And I told her, I was like, babe, if 2024 is not my year, like, I kid you not, I'm giving up social media.
And I told her,
that's when I met Cash, and I was like, and since I met him, I was like,
there you go.
This is it. Like,
we up.
And she doesn't work anymore. I don't work anymore. And it's just literally been the best experience.
It has been. It's such a fun experience.
I'm grateful because now we're here.
No, exactly.
Sitting here.
We're here, girl. We're here.
All right, we're going to go on a quick break again, and we'll be right back.
Awesome.
Welcome back, you guys. Okay. Wait, so you guys met as friends?
First? Oh, yeah.
Friends. Actually, yeah. Okay, guess it no.
I want to know that. Like, how did you guys meet?
So, before this TikTok account that I have now, I had another one that was like at 480,000, but it got banned.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Damn.
So, at that time when I did have that TikTok following, Aylin had like a clothing brand that it wasn't like a clothing brand, but she used to do like merch.
It was like when COVID happened, I'd have a job. So I was like, man, I'm going to just start hustling, like a little side job, like side business. So I ended up doing that, and I love style, I love fashion, all that. So I was like, you know what? Let me just reach out to like people. Maybe they will promote. But since I saw
she wanted to reach out to me because she thought I was cute. That's what it was.
Now he started the whole brand because of you.
No, girl, she didn't promote. She didn't promote.
Bobby. Wait, okay, so you DM'd her?
But I knew what I was doing también. Yeah.
And she had a girlfriend at the time, mind y'all. So she knew what she was doing.
Nah, but that's why I came towards the close in your DMs, respectfully.
Yeah. Okay, so then what happened?
So she DM'd me, and she was like, what did you say? Bro, we had the messages.
I had them, yeah, but I don't know. They're on Instagram.
Yeah, but what did you say? You're like,
let me send you some merch.
Yeah, let me send you some merch. And I was like, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But I was working at like this, like, do y'all know what Hooters is?
Yes.
Okay, but it was a job like that. It's called Bombshells. And I used to wear like this crop top, these booty shorts, like, you know, ass all out. Oh my God. But damn near. So she sent it to me. I was still working there with TikTok. At that time, I didn't know you can make money with TikTok. I wasn't applying with
You're just doing it.
Yes,
fun, yeah.
Literally. So then she texted me that. I was like, okay, yeah. She sent it to me. I never promoted it. And then I found out you were on and off with your ex at that time.
The thing is, like, we both posted something on our story, and you slid up with some heart emojis.
I was like,
yeah, so I was like, all right, bet.
I had just gotten out of a toxic ass relationship. So, but at that time, I told myself I didn't want to do a girl no more. Like, I didn't want to be with the girl no more.
Her toxic relationship was
with the girl. So it was extremely bad, y'all. Like, I lost 30 pounds in a month. It was an abusive relationship. It was bad. Like, we used to hit each other. It was just something I didn't want to deal with anymore. And I knew I always wanted to be a mom. So at the time, I was just like, you know, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So she came around. At that time, Oh, but before anybody knows, I knew about Aylin when I was 18 because I had a close like friendship that was her close family friends. I didn't even know about. So they tried putting her with my ex-girlfriend at the time. Yes.
No.
Yes.
I'm like,
so no. So I knew about her, but she didn't know about me. And they were trying to put her with my ex-girlfriend at that time.
yeah, but it was weird because like there was like this friend group I would hang out with and she would hang out with, but we never saw each other.
We never saw each other ever. And I knew her when I was 18, but we didn't meet until I was 21.
Me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't meet her till I was 21.
But whenever Fabi, she started inviting me out. So fast forward, I break up with my girlfriend and then
I had just ended up a 3-year relationship and then a rebound relationship.
So she was like also her.
And then on top of that, I had lost my dad. So I was on the streak of like, I want to go out. I want to drink. I want to have a good time. Like, I don't want to think about it. And I had just turned 21.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, you were out there, baby.
Oh, baby. I had a good time.
Out there.
It was hot girl summer. I had a good time. I can't just...
That's the definition of hot girl summer. Shit.
No,
okay.
Crazy.
No, I was having a good ass time at that time. So, and I had just started talking to her a little bit and then I started inviting her out. She would flirt with me here and there, but I was like, bro, nada que ver. I don't want anything to do with the girl right now. We would kiss here.
Yeah.
We would kiss here and there, but I was like, still like, nah. And then that's when I met my baby daddy. He used to work at the club that I used to always go to.
Like, I know before, like, people be like, oh, are you cool with her baby daddy? I was like, bro, I was friends with him before.
Literally.
Before she got pregnant.
He used to work at that bar, and we met the 4th of July. It was like a one-night stand kind of thing, to be honest. I literally had gotten in a fight with this girl. Like, physical fight before I got pregnant. So, like, I had nails on,
Fight was wild, y'all. Fight was wild.
I had nails, and I had 4 nails broken, like, bleeding. And I was consuming a baby with 4 nails broken.
No, girl. Wild.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, I don't remember. I was so drunk. Dude, like, that was, like, a very depressing stage of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't really think about it, like, me being happy. I was just depressed the whole time. So that's why I was drinking
and
so
going
much.
out like crazy.
Well, look. You have a beautiful baby.
I do, and I'm very grateful that I have like a very supportive, a baby daddy. To be honest,
so there was never any problems there.
In the beginning,
So when I first found out I was pregnant, obviously he wanted an abortion, which is very understandable, y'all, because I met this guy for only like a week. It was only a week that I knew this guy, so it was very understandable from his side.
I used to drop Fabi off to his house.
Okay,
literally,
all right.
literally, we're like friends like that.
No, yeah, she used to drop me off at his house. But after, I think it was, I was like a few months pregnant. He was texting me here and there. But the day that I gave birth, a month early, he completely ghosted me. He completely ghosted like everything about me. He just asked, send me a picture. How much does she weigh and how long is she? That was it. I sent him that. I sent him the information. After that, I didn't hear anything from him.
For how long?
8 months. 8 months.
Did you get somebody else pregnant?
No, it was okay. So the thing was,
I'm
like, did he? Let me find. Imagine.
That'd be crazy.
Okay.
Texting him right now. Did you get it?
Hey, so I was thinking.
No, so he ghosted me for 8 months, which honestly, at that point, I did not care because I was going through postpartum depression like a bitch. I was going through it like it was no other. I have talked about this many times, and I had just commented about this on my TikTok, and people like bash me, and they're like, because I was talking about this mom exploiting her child, whatever, it was that. And somebody was like, how can you talk about her if you were ashamed of your child? First of all, I was never, ever ashamed of my child. Let's get that straight. I was ashamed of my body for not creating a perfect human, like a perfect baby, healthy baby. My daughter was born with a cleft lip, and I didn't know that until she was born.
Mom guilt.
Yes, exactly. I would explain like that mom guilt. I didn't know my daughter was gonna be born with a cleft lip until she was born.
Yeah.
They never caught that on the ultrasounds. They never told me. Literally, like, do you imagine, like, a lot of moms out there, like, if your baby, I mean, let me just say this. It's a blessing to have a healthy baby.
Right.
Your baby can be born without an arm. There's babies that are born with Down syndrome. There's babies that are born with, like, one finger or any of that. Do you imagine just being caught by surprise any mom is gonna feel that way.
Yeah.
So for people to bash me and be like, "Oh, you were ashamed of your daughter," I was never ashamed of my daughter. My daughter is my biggest blessing, and she's literally my world. I will do anything for my daughter. So when people say that, I'm like, you have no idea what it's like to have postpartum.
Yeah.
And it's always the people that have no kids that have everything to say. No, I kid you not. It's always the moms or kids that like, I mean, not kids, but like people that have no kids that have the most to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't even go back and forth with them. I'm like,
they don't get to you like that, or
it doesn't bother me. It like the hate comments do not bother me. You have no idea what I went to for 2 months. I was literally, when I had postpartum, like I was literally thinking of harming my own child. Those are the thoughts that you get when you have postpartum. When your child is like screaming, crying, all you want to do, what I thought, was shake my baby or throw her off the bed at that point. I was just like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I didn't even know that was my daughter. I didn't feel like that was my daughter. So when people bash on me on that, I'm like, you have no idea what I went through. Like I struggled
to fight that.
I had to struggle to fight that. And I was already grieving my dad. Yeah. I was grieving postpartum.
It's just everything.
It was everything that was coming. So at that point, I was just like, I don't even really care. Like at that point, I was like, I don't even care how I feel. Like I don't even want to be a mom anymore. But it's a blessing being a mom.
Yeah.
Like being a mom and having a baby is, Milani is like literally like my happiness. And I would like, I would, like I would do anything for this kid. And she is my happiness to this day. And I will die for my kid. And I will say that with a smile on my face. I would do anything. But to be honest, like when I was going through postpartum, it was pretty hard. Like Aylin was going through it with me. Like not that she had postpartum, but she knew how upset and depressing I was at that time. So it's like, I don't know.
She didn't even want to shower.
Great.
No, because depression's real.
Yeah. No, dude, Aylin had to tell me to shower. My mom even, I TMI, but I used to stink. Like literally, I don't ever stink of my armpits, y'all. Like I never do. Like I never stink that I don't ever have to use deodorant. That's how bad I never stink. Okay. Yeah, I kid you not.
Weird. No, I thought she was tripping until like
I don't ever have
sniffing her armpits every day.
No, I never have to wear deodorant because I don't stink. Okay. That's how like I'm one of the blessed ones. But there was a point in my time that my mom was like, "You need a shower," and I was like, "I don't feel like showering," and I stunk so bad. Like there was like fluids coming out of my boobs. There was like the sweat coming out of my armpits. I stunk, that bad. Yeah. So my mom took care of my daughter for like a month because my mom knew I was going through that. But I think after like 3 months, that's when I started reconnecting with my daughter, and I was like, this.
But she was showing you the way all those.
Yeah, months. my mom was showing me like, this is how you're supposed to do it. This is how you're supposed to sleep with your daughter.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even want to co-parent, like sleeping with them, like co-sleeping. I didn't want to do it because I knew I would knock out and I wouldn't care if she woke up. So at that point, my mom would take care of her. Because when you co-sleep, a lot of things like SIDS can happen and all that. So my mom would do it for me. And after like 3 months, I started sleeping with her. I started feeling that connection with her. And then after that, it skyrocketed. We have a better relationship now. That's my girl right there.
And I'm sure you're not the only mom.
Oh, 100%. I know that. I know I'm not. And
people don't talk about it as much because it's even hard to even come out to say that stuff.
Or they're not healed, or like it's still traumatic.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not ashamed about it.
Yeah.
Postpartum is nothing to be ashamed. It's something completely normal.
It's not taken for granted. What is it? It's not talked about.
At all.
Yes, about what a woman's body goes through.
No, you gotta think about it. Like when you give birth, first of all, like I know it's TMI, but my vagina is like literally pounding with like pain. Mm-hmm. I can't even poop right because it hurts. Mm-hmm. I'm literally leaking. My boobs are huge because I'm leaking blood.
You're so uncomfortable.
No, I'm literally leaking blood from my boobs. It hurts. There's a crying baby that wants to be fed, but you can't feed them because your boobs are not producing the right amount of milk. They're not taking the milk, the formula, because it's not going right with their stomach. So there's so much going in your mind that you're just like, I'm not doing anything right. So at that point, you're just like, I'm not a good mom. So like, fuck it. Like, I'm done. Like, there's nothing for me to do.
Yeah.
So it's like,
you're going through it bad.
No, yeah, I was. Yeah. And you're wearing a human diaper. First of all, y'all, you're wearing a human diaper. Like that bitch is huge. Like, like as a woman, like, it takes a lot of dignity from you. Like, you're wearing a diaper. Like, we already do pads. Like, I got this fucking
Have
diaper.
you made the ice ones?
I never used. I didn't
helped
rip.
my sister make those.
I didn't rip, so I didn't have to use those.
Oh, there's some ice diapers?
Yeah,
There's
because
ice, or when they're like, they get really swollen.
yes,
Like, it gets really
when you
swollen.
rip, you have to use those because when you pee, it burns the
I didn't
cut.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you use like a
Like,
little spray.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you guys want more together?
We had actually thought about wanting more, but now with my daughter, I think my daughter is so perfect that I'm just like, that's the only person I want to give love to.
Okay.
And
No, Fabi used to beg me.
I was like, I wanted 4 kids in total.
No,
4
but
kids.
she was like, before 26. I'm like, hello. I'm
Before 26, and
I'm
that's
you're
like-
you're 24, girl. I'm like,
Get started.
first
Like,
of all,
we gotta start
and then we're
figuring
two,
this
then I'm
out
like,
right
we're
now.
2 girls. I'm like, what are you gonna do, baby? Like,
so now that I'm thinking about it, like with all this social media stuff and everything, our life is so busy, y'all. I don't think you understand. Like, our life is so busy. Like,
It just wouldn't make sense right now.
It
and
wouldn't.
it sucks living,
No matter how
like,
bad you want.
no, yeah, we're like on the go. And to be honest, like, I shout out to all the moms that you're a full-time mom with your kids 7 days out the week. Because luckily I get a break 3 days out of the week because I share custody with my baby daddy. But if it wasn't for my baby daddy, I don't think anything that we do would be possible.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we have another kid, I don't think we would be able to live
a lot
our
different.
dream the way that we're doing it right now.
The thing is, like, but Fabi wants to be pregnant, but I've always wanted, like, Melani's mine, you know, she's my baby, my daughter, everything, but she's not my blood, obviously. And which blood doesn't mean anything. All I'm saying is that, like, I would like to experience as a woman as well, give birth, and then have like a mini me running around. But I don't know. I don't want to go through the whole pregnancy. But like,
After that,
but we have talked about like, well, how would I literally asked her this like 3 weeks ago? I was like, how would you feel if we only had just Melanie?
yeah, and that was new for me. This is like 3 weeks ago. I was like, you've been mad at me for not, like, you can't get pregnant. Like, she's been mad. Like, so
I have.
like, just Melania. I was like, I'm happy like that.
Me
honestly.
too. Like, I'm okay with just having. I have 2 other nephews like 1 nephew coming in the way. Like, and I'm okay with that. Like with my daughter, I'm okay with just having her because I feel like we can be content with just her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we'll be easier working with
And
the
it's just
life
life
schedule
about
that we
Melania.
have. Yes.
It's Melania's world. We're living in it.
No, yeah, 100%.
so she calls you both mommy.
She calls me mommy. She calls her mommy sometimes, but she calls her Aylin, or she'll be like mommy Aylin.
Like Mylene too.
Mylene. So she
My-
mixes mommy and Aylin, so it's Mylene.
Yeah.
But you tell her she's her mom too?
Oh yes, all the time
we do, but I always tell her my name because she just turned 2, so she was always like Aylin. I was like,
Or
Aylin.
sometimes if she does want something, she'll be like mommy.
Yeah.
But to her, because if I tell her no, she'll be like mommy. I'm like, girl, like.
Yeah, she's been,
And yeah,
oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying it's crazy to feel like that she's not my daughter, but she loves me so much. Like,
Believe it or not, y'all,
that's why, like, I've always wanted to.
it's like she gave birth to her.
I don't think you'll understand.
Hey, even
Like,
her
no,
baby daddy was like,
it's-
"Who did I sleep with?"
No, literally, he was like, who did I sleep with? I'm like, I'm trying to figure that out too because, no, I kid you not. Like, Melanie loves spicy food. I don't like spicy food. Melanie likes Asian food. I don't like Asian food. And that's all her preference. I have a picture of like both of them sleeping with their arms up. And I'm like, and that's why I sent to her my baby daddy. And he was like, who did I sleep with? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to figure that out too because she's like, Melanie is attached to the hip with Aylin.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you guys will not believe, like, at all. Like, I literally gave birth to Aylin's child.
and that's why, like, to me,
It's
like,
creepy. It's so creepy.
to me, like, I always wanted to have that mom. Like, I always wanted to feel what a mom feels like. I wanted to be have a kids. So since I got with Fabi, to me it was a hard switch up, obviously. But I was like, you know what? I was like, God, is this what you want from me? Like, let's do it, you know. But at the same time, I was so scared, so scared. I was 21, didn't know what I was doing.
22, baby.
22, freak, bro.
Been telling her all
Oh, no,
day.
you were 21.
Yeah, I was.
You were 21 because you were turning 22 because I had her in February.
Yeah,
She was right, me
I was
talking
21.
shit.
So I had to take it back.
But it's like a biggest blessing in my life because, like, she's not even my family's blood, but my family adores this little girl. I adore her. Like, she's
Yeah, Aylin will
everything.
literally do anything for
I was
her.
like, she's
And that's why I feel like I chose the right partner to spend the rest of my life with.
And your baby daddy was cool with it.
Yeah,
He was. And you know what? I think we had just talked about it with my daughter's birthday in February. I had told him, I was like, would you feel any type of way if she was a guy? And he was like, 100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
He will feel, and I will feel like any other guy. You know, like that guy clash that guys be having. I feel like,
I would feel a little different. And then she's a little girl too, so
Yeah.
Why? Because he's a man.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I will be dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's very content that Aylin is
Yeah, me and him get along so well.
Oh, better than me because he be pissing me off.
She's like, I don't got the time.
No, it really is like
he
that.
told me that too. He's like, I'm not talking to her. Can you tell her this and that?
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
We're blessed. Like the co-parenting we have right now, we are so blessed.
And you guys are on the same page about like raising her and everything.
Everything. Literally
that's
everything.
Amazing.
He supports us that we're here in LA, like everything. Like
we had just talked to him about it because before this, where were we? Oh, we had came from back
Austin, I think.
We were in Austin, and then because we had gone somewhere for like for social media, and then before that we had gone to LA, and then before that we just had gone to Colorado for a family trip.
Right.
Yeah, we had never traveled like so.
Yes, back to back.
Yeah.
So I told him, I was like, hey, let's go get brunch because I want to talk to you about something. He's like, oh, just talk to me on the phone. I was like, okay, like, hey, we've been traveling quite a bit. I don't want you to feel like I'm being distant from my daughter. Like if I could take her, I wish I could. But she's only 2 years old.
Yeah.
And she's not gonna be able to keep
It's not gonna be fun for her either. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be fun for her. So I told him, I was like, I don't want you to feel like I'm a distant mom. I'm working for her. Yeah. This is my job. Some people don't take social media as a job, but I kid you not, y'all, like this is a job. Like you don't have free time as much as y'all think y'all have free time.
It's commitment. It's discipline. It's
yeah. Like you have to be a certain, like I want to say a certain type of person, but there's a lot you have to do. Like you have to be a certain way.
Skin.
Yes, an extent.
A lot.
Yes,
it comes with a lot.
Yeah. You cannot show your true self like as you used to when you were like behind camera. You know what I mean? Because when we go out in public, there's a lot of people that recognize us. And I'm like, damn, babe, I low-key can't be acting this crazy or being this drunk if like people like I have people recording me sometimes. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's new.
But he has always been very supportive. So I really appreciate him for that. So
how does it feel like feeling that like people recognizing you guys and stuff?
Dude, it's crazy. We had gone to the rodeo yesterday and then a club before. We had like maybe 20 people max come up to us back to back. And I'm like
crazy actually.
And like we're walking and I see people recording me. I'm like, dude, what is going on? Like it's like
and we used to go to those clubs all the time. So
yeah,
now,
and sometimes like when I go out with my daughter, sometimes I hate it because I limit a little bit how we post our daughter. Like I even tell her sometimes like, remember how I told you I was like,
I used to post her all the time, you know, and then now I gained so many followers that she's like, we should probably like.
You guys want to be careful.
Yeah. So it's changed in such a short amount of time, like
very short amount of time.
Pictures for me, I'm like, you sure it's just me? Like, you know, I was like, am I lean, bro? Like, but he's like, yeah, let's take a picture. I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, thank you for supporting and stuff. Like, it's just so new to me.
But I love it. I love meeting all our supporters. I love it. I really do.
Okay, we're gonna go on a break. I have questions from supporters. We're gonna answer them after this little break.
I'm excited.
All right, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Overcomfort Podcast. We were having really we were having really good conversation off camera, and we're like, no, we need to jump back in and talk about it. So, because they were asking about me, I don't usually I don't really like talking about myself on the podcast because it's obviously about you guys and stuff. And I feel like everybody kind of knows my story, but they were asking me questions. So
I was personally asking because my mom grew up watching your mom's MTV show.
I Love Jenny.
I Love Jenny all the time. So I wanted to ask her, I was like, how does it feel always being on the spotlight since you were a very young age though, because your mom was huge in the Hispanic culture, like huge. She was. And mom is Colombian, like she's a very huge in the Mexican culture, but mom is Colombian. She was huge on it. So how does it feel? Like I'm like, am I interviewing Jenicka?
Well, no, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And I didn't realize how big she was until after she passed away.
What?
Yeah. Like, I was 15. So I knew she was big. Like, you know, we would go to her concerts and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. But it didn't seem that big. It seemed big, but I just didn't love her job so much. So I didn't see it big.
I get you.
Were you ever always tired of just like, oh, mom, you don't have to go to work. Don't you have to do this?
It would be like weekends. But she was still a great mom. I love my mom, but I was also raised by my older sister. Yeah. She raised all of us. She had to take care of us, but that's because my mom was the only
working stuff or
breadwinner. Yeah. So yeah, she had to go. Like she didn't have an option. Like my sister's dads are my older sisters and brothers' dad is in jail. My dad was in jail, passed away. Like, you know, and all these other guys just didn't have what can provide also for 5 kids.
Yeah.
So she had to go and do what any woman had to do.
How old was she?
My mom, when she passed away?
Yeah.
42?
And Chiqui, how old was Chiquis?
When my mom passed away, 26.
26?
My age.
She's really older than you.
Oh my God, 26. She had to take care of how many kids?
5.
Damn.
Well, 4, including herself.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, but that's a lot, though. That's a lot.
So I give all my credit like to my sisters and to my mom. But back to your question, like I hated it. I genuinely hate like for a long time. I hated being center of attention. That's also like me as a person. Like I hated just being. I hate my birthday. Like
It's
I just don't like celebrating.
It's
Like,
crazy that you
Why?
didn't even like you weren't asked to be in the world. You're
Yeah.
like that world. You just got put in that fame. Like,
and I don't want to seem ungrateful, but like
No,
it goes
yeah,
back
yeah.
to like
you're human.
And I don't
bro.
want anybody to think she's ungrateful for that. But like, if
We're-
you weren't raised in that spotlight, you cannot
And you're
judge.
human. Like everybody's
Yeah.
freaking human.
Thank
like
you, because a lot of people don't get it, but it's like, I lost a lot of my time and it's affecting me as an
Yes.
adult now, like going to therapy, understanding
I was gonna
where
ask
my
you,
traumas and stuff come
like,
from.
Are you healed from any of those situations with your mom? Like growing up with her, and then that-
The podcast has switched.
Yeah,
We're
I
over
know,
here
for
asking
real.
her.
I've definitely healed,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna give all the credit to therapy. I definitely want to include my relationship with God.
Oh,
Yes,
that's good. Yeah.
that is like the main relationship you have to think.
So
Yes.
I always tell like my friends, like I would not be here. I don't know how I'm here, and it's literally by the grace of God.
God.
I
Like,
literally always say that because I know it's pretty raw, but I have tried committing a couple times. I think it was like after my dad passed away, and then after my postpartum, I have tried committing. I've tried it a couple times. It hasn't worked out. Obviously, hasn't worked out. But I mean, to be honest with
Pasa, bro, like
no, it hasn't. And I wouldn't say it wasn't worked out, but because of God, I'm still here.
Yeah.
And I have been through a lot of shit. Like
I feel
a lot. Like
I was encouraging her. También,
yes, and I
like,
was
this-
21, 22. Yeah, this was like 2-3 years ago. I was going through a lot, like losing my dad, grieving my dad, going through postpartum. It was a lot of emotions for somebody that had I was young. I feel like 21 is young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you go back, you're like, damn, I was 21. Like you still have that young mindset. You know what I mean?
like I until I met her, like I didn't like I'm not gonna say I appreciate my life, but like I am so blessed. Like I can like I give you guys props because I have never been in a situation you guys been in. Like to me to even say that, it's like a how do you say it? Like it's a blessing type stuff. Like
For what?
like for me to say like I've never been through a lot of stuff you guys been through.
Yeah, it's a blessing to not be in that situation that we've ever been in. Like,
yeah. So like I was saying that like I don't know how y'all do it at all. Like I don't.
we don't even know how we do it. Like we literally don't. I think about it all the time.
I was gonna ask you
Well,
when you were
God,
talking.
again,
yeah,
like,
no, God,
God.
like and
Well, actually,
my sister's kids, my sisters and my brother's kids. I always say it like, I'm only here to leave what I can for them.
yes.
Yeah.
Because I don't plan on having my own kids right now, and I just maybe later I've always wanted to adopt, but my own I don't know. It depends on no, but like I always say, like I'm here literally by the grace of God, and like trust me, I've tried and tried and tried.
Now, I was gonna ask you: do you ever feel like you were not close to God when your parents passed away?
Okay, my dad, no, and but that was because I was still young and my dad was Catholic, so like
Okay.
we do misa and all that stuff. So it was like I didn't see it at, like helping.
Yeah.
Until, and I always tell my older sister Jackie this because she was saved and then she brought me. So like I always tell him like I don't know where my life would be without you, like because you're the reason why I'm still here.
Were you not
'Cause
close
Jesus-
to God?
I wasn't.
Me neither.
But my family was like always raised Christian and Catholic,
Yes.
and I didn't until I was 14. 14, yeah, 14, and that's when funny story. When the day my mom passed away, I was supposed to sing that day at church, and they asked me whatever. Long story short, I ended up going to sing that day.
You didn't?
All my family did. We all went. We went to church that morning to go sing. And like, so everyone's asking me like, how did you do it? And I'm like, I literally, that was my last chance. Like,
but did you know she had already passed away?
The plane at that time, the plane was missing. So
did you have hope?
Of course. And I'll be honest, till like 2 years ago, I always had hope. And it's going to be 12 years.
2 years ago?
I like, you know why? Because there's always been like theories and you know, things where it's like, so my brain feeds it. Like, it's like,
oh yeah, of course.
Like the little girl in me. And it's more like when I go through something where it's like, damn, like, and there's always people like on TikTok that do videos and, you know, they make shit up and it's like, you guys have no idea how much like we wish that she would be here.
Yeah.
You know? So
that sucks, man. Like,
no, literally, it's the fact that your whole life is based off social media.
Yeah.
Like, you can never have a break because at the end of the day, even if you're healed, you're going to go back on social media and you'll be like, oh, okay, like they're already posting things.
Do you think there's like triggers always?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah. Like I always have like a hard time. Like I tell my friends, like, you know, like I to be honest, I don't listen to the music. I don't. Like, it's hard for me.
Like her songs?
Yeah. Like they beg me. They're like, please, just like one song. It's like, no, like,
but don't you feel like, don't you feel like that would heal you if you went through that stage?
I had a period where I would do it, but it's like, I'm already kind of like losing a little bit of memories. So
when that is literally me.
I'm losing a little bit of memory. So as my mom, because all I see is the artist.
Okay, well, yeah, yours is much different. Yeah. Mine is just like, my dad has been gone for 3 years, but I'm just like, I don't remember how his voice sounds like. But it goes
away, yes.
Yes.
So, but that's why I'm saying, like, when I hear her voice, I can only hear it as the singer.
Yes,
and
yes. As your mom. Yes.
Your mom,
so, like, like, my dad, like, and it hurts me to say, like, there's a lot of things I don't remember. Like, a lot. And now it's happening slowly with my mom. But it's like saturated by this. Like, I'm only gonna remember her by this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to remember her as a singer, but you want to remember her as your mom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot. You guys are Christian?
Yeah.
I'm Christian, yes.
Yes. How's it? I want to know, like, it's changed you?
So I just want to say, like, I always grew up with like religious grandparents and parents, and I've always like had a real strong connection with God. So like me coming out was already hard on that point, you know, because you know, La Biblia dice like those that date the same sex won't enter the gates of heaven. And I'm just like, it's always mine, like it plays with my mind. I'm like, bro, like, I don't know, like, am I doing the right thing? I'm like, she makes me happy, I'm in love. So I asked my mom, and she's like, baby, like, God knows, and like, he still loves you for who you are. And like, so whenever I was like, I've always just been strong with worshiping him, going to church, even though I don't do it as much as I should. But I know I'm there with him. It's really strong. So when I saw her going through like all that alcohol stuff she was going through, and then like, I know her relationship with her mom wasn't as good, and her dad passing away postpartum, I was like, you need to heal a lot of stuff that you don't know about. Like, I luckily do know because I was raised by that. But I was like, I want to teach you how, and I want to show you, like, you're gonna be okay. Like, it's just, you gotta heal your inner child. Like, seriously.
No, it literally my inner child. But I was never close to God. After my dad passed away, which is really bad to say, and I don't want anybody to judge me, but I wouldn't say I had a big hate with God, but I was more like
mad at him.
I was so angry.
Yeah.
I was so angry.
It's normal.
It is normal.
Reason why is because there's so many people out there that do drugs, that drink. And my dad was perfectly healthy. Like, you know, he was diabetic, but he took care of himself.
You're just like asking, like, why him?
Yes. Yeah. And I would always ask, I'm like, why him?
Or why do this to me?
Like, he was 57. He was so young. Like, but I always asked him, like, why him? If I prayed to you, if I asked you, God, don't do this, why did you still take him from me? You know what I mean? But then I think after a year, I really like put myself together, and I was like, okay, God has a reason and a way for everything. And you should never, ever question why he does things. No,
seriously.
And you know, God forbid if I pass away, or you know what, things happen when I'm like 90 years old and I meet my dad again. You know, there's a way, like there's an afterlife after this. You know what I mean? So I was always like, I was very mad. So at that point, for like I think 2 years, I was not close to God at all. Wow. I would not pray at night. I wouldn't talk to him. I didn't want anything to do with him. Aylin was like, let's go to church. I'm like,
she would tell me to go alone. I used to get mad.
I was like, I don't want to go to church. You go. Like, yeah, and I was like, you shouldn't get mad at me. Like, if I talk to him my own ways, like, you got this.
Yeah.
So I think after I started having alcohol abuse, that's when I was like, when Aylin was like, you need help. Because it was really bad.
We started going to therapy though.
Yeah. So I think there was one time that I had alcohol abuse with it and I was really, really angry. And me and her, like, I wouldn't say like, it was just me getting an altercation. I got really blacked out. I got fucked up and it was pretty bad. And at that point, the next day I was really embarrassed. And Aylin was like, I was in my closet hiding because I was so depressed in the dark. And then Aylin was like, you need help. And I told her, I was like,
I don't mean it in a bad way, like at all. Like there's a lot of stuff that we don't know what we go through as kids that it makes you who you are today. And it sucks because there's times where like, well, I didn't ask, to be this mad now. Like, why am I so angry? I was like, it's just a lot of stuff that like comes from how were you raised or what did you go through as a kid that like now you're struggling to get over that or heal through that,
Yeah. So she'll be like, you need help. And I'm like, okay, like we'll go get some help. Like, let's go to therapy. Therapy did help for a little bit, but I did understand for a while that I was like, okay, I need to cut back on liquor. Liquor is like the main issue in my relationship right now. And we were married at that time, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, if this is what helps to help my marriage, then I was like, you know what? I'm going to cut back on liquor.
And it's helped,
so, yes. She's like, we're better now. No, it has helped a lot. Like if you guys knew who I was back then, you guys would literally hate who I was as a person. But I am not ashamed of who I was. I feel like it made me a better person now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to lie. I was a very toxic person. Like, I was extremely toxic. I was not somebody... I was in a very dark place in my life.
Right.
But to be honest, I've grown. I'm 24. I'm about to be 25. And I feel like I've really grown into the person I want to be in my life. I still have... shit to deal with, but I feel like I've been a better person.
You have
to be
been,
honest.
100% on that.
Especially in my relationship, especially being a mother as
just
well.
Being a person, I see. Your change makes me happy, like for real.
I'm like,
what do you want?
what happens after this podcast?
No, well, I wanted to ask though, like how is it being in a relationship together and also being Christian?
I will let her answer this because when it comes to like the Christian talk, I'm very Christian, but when it comes to like
like believing in God,
yes, she's more on that topic because she knows what she's talking about. I can talk about it with God in my own relationship with Him, but when it comes to like that topic, Aylin's the one to talk to. So you got this, baby.
No, a relationship with God,
like you guys together
as a
relationship
with being a Christian. Mm-hmm. Basically, though, like. I've always gone to this one church that I always love. I felt comfortable, like they accepted anybody. So they had brought the topic up about like, dating the same sex. And I was there and he was like, like even though sometimes the Bible doesn't say this, doesn't say that, or you shouldn't do this. And he was like, well, we shouldn't be getting drunk. We shouldn't be doing this. He's like, we accept anybody here. So that's what I was like, I felt so comfortable that like he said that. So I told Fabi, I was like, trust me, you're gonna love it. Like it's a nice church. Like the music, we get like into the music and everything. So
yeah, it took me a while to go to that church. Yeah. But ever since I've gone to that church, I cry every time I go there.
Yeah. So
I love
the safe space.
Yes. And I love being able to be comfortable praising God with my wife.
Yeah.
Like, and we get a lot of hate about it. Like, to be honest, like a lot of people are like,
that's what I'm asking.
Oh, yes. A lot of people are like, how are you gay and support God? Yeah. I'm like, first of all, how are you?
God doesn't love you.
Yes.
Like,
I'm like, how are you judging and supporting God though? Because you're judging me. And judging is a sin.
It's like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how are you doing that? How
like
are
you're not doing any better.
Exactly. Like
everybody sins differently,
dude,
bro.
Yeah. Everybody sins. You sin by drinking. You sin by the way that you dress. You sin by the way that you talk. Like, you're not better than me. Just because I love somebody from the same like gender, it doesn't make me worse than who I am. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel too. So that's whenever I like 100% was like, oh, I've always been comfortable with God. Yeah. I just felt like, again, like I was betraying Him for being who I was. And that really...
I actually never felt that way,
I did. That's what messed me up a lot because, like, again, I grew up with Christian
it's different because she grew up that way.
I grew up Christian too. My mom did tell me that, but I always felt like God is going to love you for who I am. Yeah. Like, for who you are because...
Of course.
Like, I kid you not, God lets even, like... murdered into the gates of heaven. Like, to me, I just feel like you love who you love, and I don't think he's ashamed of that. Obviously, he doesn't approve of it, but I don't think he's really ashamed of it. But I've always felt that way. I don't know how anybody else feels. And to be honest, and not that I won't say I won't care, but I really don't care how anybody feels. Like, when it comes to somebody being homophobic, it doesn't bother me. Like, think how you want to think. You're sinning by even just judging who I love. But it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I don't know how Aylin feels about it, but
it don't bother me either. Like, homophobic people, they don't. I guess we never really. Oh, one time it did.
We got one homophobic person one time.
Why?
But it was because he was
preaching the Bible, and me and her were walking at a bar. He was
that part. That's whenever again it had like God in it, and then it had me being with my girl. So it made me like, again, I guess it triggered me a little bit because I always like fought with that like being accepted with God and like me being like with Fabi. But I guess it just triggered me that I really got mad. Like, not at him, but I was like, nah, baby, like, he's judging me for like holding your hand or something like that.
And we don't even hold hands. So the one night that we did,
we got called out.
So I'm like, fuck, babe. Like, and I was just like, babe, just let it go. But Aylin is very huge on somebody who goes by the Bible and then just judges you for who you are.
Yeah.
So I was just like, babe, you got this. Go ahead.
Boom. It's like, if someone's fighting, push me. No, but I'm really happy for you guys, and I love that you guys have a relationship with God, because I feel like it's so essential, and like,
for sure,
it centers you and it holds you on the ground, like, and humbles you, and just it's a beautiful
100%.
thing. And I don't know where we would be without him. So,
at all.
and I just realized we didn't do the questions from your pookies. So, and we have to go on break. So we will do it right now after this break. Okay. Welcome back, you guys. Okay, here are the questions that they got. We got some on my Snapchat. Look, I got.
Oh my goodness!
I'm like, okay, ready? Would you move to California for better opportunities?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I think California is very expensive.
Yes.
Extremely expensive compared to Houston.
Texas in general.
Yes, in general. So I would want to live here for better opportunities, but financially wise, I would love to live in Texas.
It's hard with our daughter.
Yes. Obviously, I can't move to California without my baby daddy's approval.
Yeah.
But I would love to live here for the opportunities, because there's a lot of opportunities.
It is true,
here.
yeah.
But you can always just fly out here, to be honest.
You know what I feel like the opportunities aren't just here anymore, though.
That's what I was gonna say, though.
Like they used to be, like maybe events.
Yeah,
or
events.
Whatever.
Events.
But I feel like when it comes to like, if they really want to work with you, babe, they're gonna take you. Like,
that is true.
And they're gonna fly you out.
Exactly.
That is true.
But okay, so maybe on California, but
most on the no part.
No.
Yeah,
No, I'll stay in Texas.
get a nice big ass house in Texas.
Literally.
Okay. Ooh. Wait. Okay. Who caught feelings first?
I did.
Aylin did Pookies.
I did.
She sure did.
What is your favorite memory with your partner?
Oh, do you got one?
You say first.
I think it was a one time that I found that I was in love with her was when I was like a few months pregnant and she kissed my stomach. I think that was like the first time I was like, I'm in love with her. Me.
You love me first, though.
Oh my God, here we go. No,
I said I love you first.
She did.
She loved me.
You both. See, she's such a player.
And if she didn't,
it's giving whole vibes. It's giving whole vibes. I swear to God, it is.
I was just like, I think we're ready to say it. We just don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I didn't say it just because I knew you loved me. Like, I loved you too.
Nah.
Mine isn't all cute as stuff.
Because you don't remember.
No, my favorite was like a funny moment.
What was it?
Whenever we woke up all hungover at the hotel. Crazy.
For my birthday for Bad Bunny?
Like the hot mess.
No.
Yeah.
No, and I had to go pick up my daughter from my mom. And we were so
We just were going to the lobby and I had eyeliner everywhere.
Because it was my birthday at midnight. And then my mom dropped my daughter off at the hotel like 6 in the morning, 7. Yeah. And I was fucked up. I had maybe like 15 shots in the day before.
Oh my god.
I was fucked up. So yeah, I think that was a pretty funny.
That was one of my like.
I love that.
I always remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, cute. Okay, what's each other's toxic trait?
Communication.
Yeah.
I can't communicate for shit.
Well, I can communicate, but she can't communicate.
But I mean, don't judge me, but I've struggled with a lot in my life. So communication is
It's
like the
getting
last.
there,
I've gotten better.
Yeah.
But it's literally the last
There's
thing.
times where I'm just like, all right, she wants a little space, and then we'll talk after.
Yes, because sometimes Aylin was like, let's talk now. I'm like,
Oh,
back
no,
up.
let's get it over with. Like, you know.
No, yeah.
but-
So I have to tell her like, back up. Like, I don't want to talk right now. But what's your toxic trait?
About you?
No, you.
Oh, about ours.
Ooh, I think I know what you're going to say.
What?
Overthinking.
Mine?
Yes.
Yeah, mine is overthinking.
Overthinking like a bitch.
I just always worry.
Dude, it's
I
bad.
just always worry.
Like financial wise, like relationship wise. It's like, but sometimes like she overthinks really bad. I'm like, first of all, take a step back. Like
I literally have to chill
relax.
out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to chill her out a little bit. Yeah.
That is a crazy like mix though.
Communication overthinking,
Yes.
not for real.
That like
Are you sure
if you're not communicating, she's overthinking. Like, why isn't she talking to me?
It is bad. Exactly. Now you know how I feel. Now you know how I
That's
feel.
okay. We made it through.
Okay. When is the big proposal and wedding? But aren't you guys married?
Okay, so we are married, but we only got married because I was about to
We
get
rushed
deported.
it. We
I was
rushed
about
it
to,
for that, yeah.
I was about to get deported,
Okay.
but Aylin has always wanted to do a huge proposal.
I do. I just don't know when, y'all.
Yeah, it's we don't know, and I've been asking her. It's time
we know what's coming.
because I
but-
want a ring. Nobody ever believes me when I say we're married.
Yeah, I
They're
don't
like,
have a ring either, baby.
they're like, where's the ring? I'm like, exactly. So
and we do want a wedding as well, but
Okay.
it was just
I want a huge wedding.
we just
Big, like a huge Texas one. Like
No, we want like all lights, like roses. I want roses and lights everywhere. Like, I want a big wedding.
yeah, I like outdoor.
Because it's going to be
venue.
my first and last wedding. So I want it to be big.
period.
I hope so. No.
next question. Okay, yeah, that was another one. When will we see the rings, Aylin? Knowing what you know now, what would be the number one advice you would give your younger self?
Ooh. I would say it's going to be okay. I always tell myself like now, but I would tell my younger self, do not think this is the end of the world because it's going to be okay regardless. Like you're going to be okay. That's what I will say. I think you're going to be okay.
Mine is everything is okay.
Oh my God, it is because of your brand.
Yes,
Your brand,
yeah.
it is.
Like I made like
babe.
this brand thing, like everything is okay. People
I didn't
say,
even think about it like
Yeah.
that.
like whatever you're going through, I don't want to say everything will be okay. I made everything's okay. Like you're good, you're cool, let's do it. Like that's just me. Like even if
Oh
I'm
my
sad,
God.
if I'm sad, I'm like, get up, man. Like I'm just like that. That's why like it's hard for me to.
But it's rubbed off on me, to be honest.
I be rushing her to get her like let's communicate, but
How cute. Okay, if social media didn't work out for you, what would be something you would like to do?
Ooh, a housewife. I will completely be a housewife. You cannot tell me. I'll be a housewife for sure.
mine is I always want to be a detective.
Oh,
Yeah, that's always been
A
like.
little mysterious, girl.
okay.
Now I went to school 2 years for my associates. That's it. But I was majoring in criminal justice.
Okay.
And it's the same thing. Like if you want to be a doctor, you got to be a nurse. So I had to be a cop first to, go through the process, and then I got to go back to school. But luckily, yes, like we're blessed that social media, again, cash, like has been blessing us a lot with everything, opportunities.
Shout out cash.
But I'm so scared. I was so scared to quit my job. I was like, nah, babe, like we're good. Like I don't mind working. I told her like it'll be our spending money, and then that can be our saving money.
She was a server at the time,
Yeah.
but she was not making nowhere near
Yeah.
the money I was making. I'm talking about I was making the money amount for both of us to live.
But even that, I didn't mind working. Like
yeah,
it
because
was
it's extra cash so you can do it.
I've always liked to hustle. Like wherever I can get it, let's do it.
Right.
I was like,
Yeah.
babe, this is an extra $200 I can make at work.
Yeah,
Whatever.
and we're very humbling. Even because at the end of the day, you can have all this money now,
Yep.
and then the next day it's gone.
There you go.
Like, you know what I mean?
Fabi's like that about money.
No, yeah, 100%.
It means nothing to you.
I don't care about money. I really
Yeah.
don't. Is it good to have it? Of course.
Yeah.
it's
but
not gonna
again,
be worth anything.
It's not worth
Yeah,
happiness.
God forbid you
nothing.
die tomorrow. That money that you have is going nowhere.
Yep. I agree. Okay.
Singing.
Hold on. It's because everything, they're coming out stories. We talked about that.
They always ask the same questions all the
time.
time.
How did they meet and where? We already talked about that right now. Co-parenting, it was great, they said. The baby's there right now.
She's having a good time.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it for the questions then.
Okay.
All right. Wow. This was a good episode.
You like it?
I'm glad.
I'm really happy about it.
I like it. I feel comfortable.
I love all of them. I love what I do.
Yes.
Like sometimes it gets stressful, I'm not gonna lie, but these are the moments where I'm like, wow, like we're able to share stories so that people can hear and heal.
No, that's a blessing.
You know what I mean?
It's nice. I like that.
Like
I love
you
what
guys,
you're doing this.
I don't know. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I interviewed them. Like when you guys get like really big and stuff. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I was like one of the first people to have a podcast. No, but for real, thank you guys so much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you
guys
you.
in your careers. Like, what do you guys want to do next? What are your goals right now?
To me, honestly, I just want to be big on social media. I do. I want to be, but I want to be known for the right reasons. I don't want to be known just to like, oh, she's such a brat with money. Like, no, I want to be able to influence people, especially in like the gay community. I want people to be like, oh my God, we have like this gay couple. Like, they're very open about their relationship. Like, I want to be that way. Yeah, I want it to be like, it's okay to like chase your dreams, even if you're gay. You know what I mean? So that's definitely what I want to do. Like,
sure.
That's always been my career. I've always wanted to be doing social media.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Me, basically, this has never been my dream.
Right.
I've always loved it, and I'm like, I think it's cool. I told Fabi, like, I believe in her. Like, I believe in you always. But honestly, as long as like my family's blessed, wealthy, and healthy, like that's all. Like, as long as we're healthy, that's what I love. Like,
yeah. Okay, let me say that too before anybody says that. I just want to do social media. No, I always pray for a healthy, wealthy family.
It's about like your goal.
No,
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's a job stuff. I understand, babe.
No.
I'm really excited for you guys. I'm really excited. You guys are going to skyrocket. I believe that God's going to just continue to bless you guys, you and your little family as well.
Thank you so much. It means a lot, seriously.
You guys are always welcome here anytime.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. We need another therapy session. I had a really good time, though. Thank you guys so much.
And thank you for inviting us. Seriously, it's a blessing.
You guys do YouTube too, right?
Yeah,
we do. We have been getting started a little bit here and there.
Yeah. Okay, so share all your socials. Share everything that you guys want to, so that they can follow you guys. If you guys are new people from the podcast watching them, please make sure you follow them. Go ahead.
Okay, my YouTube with my wife is Aylin and Fabi. My Instagram is Fabiana HDZ with 2 A's at the end. And then my TikTok is Fabiana HDZ with 1 A at the end.
Yes.
And my Instagram is Aylin Garza with 3 A's at the end. 3 A's at the end. Yeah, look,
I'm gonna put them here anyway.
Yeah,
like,
please.
I'm gonna put their YouTube in the description box too, you guys. Please. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment. Please show them all the love and support. They're amazing.
Thank you.
They're amazing human beings. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe on this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you guys are listening, thank you guys so much for listening to our crazy voices and downloading all the episodes. Make sure you guys also leave a review, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Overcomfort Podcast is a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network.